Okay, so now we're going to talk about quadrants and regions of the abdomen. So first I want to be clear, we are just talking about the abdominal region. This muscular structure that you see right here, that is the diaphragm. And that separates what's above it is the thorax, and what is below it is the abdomen. And the abdomen is a pretty large area. And so there's two different ways that they look at subregions within the abdomen. Now, most times whenever you're looking at all of these diagrams in manuals, you're looking as if you are facing a person. So the person's face would be up here and they would be looking at you. That means that my right, when I'm looking at it, is going to be across from the right of the image. So anytime I look at these images and I think, oh man, which way's right, which way's left, I act as if I was going to be shaking hands with the person. And if I'm shaking hands with them, then that means that the side, my right, would shake hands with their right. Okay? So, the word quadrant, quad means four. So here we've divided the abdomen into four regions. The naming of these regions are pretty intuitive. We've got right upper, left upper, right lower, left lower. Whenever you are asked any of these questions about which quadrant is it on the practical, you need to write the entire name. Just the abbreviations isn't going to work. Okay. As you're looking on these images, which are found in pages 8 and 9 of your laboratory manual, you also need to think about, okay, what are the internal organs that are in each region? This would be helpful, say, if somebody came in with a puncture wound. If you knew, oh man, they had a puncture wound in the right upper quadrant, well, you should know what's underneath there that could potentially be damaged. Okay. So this dark brown organ here is the liver. This right here, this greenish, is the gallbladder. Over here, this curved thing right here is the stomach. And then right over here is going to be the spleen. The pancreas is going to lie behind the stomach and along the curve of it. And then right here you've got large intestine. And in between all this spaghetti looking stuff, that is going to be the small intestine. And then down at the very bottom, you've got the bladder. So you should practice writing out which organs are in which quadrants. And I would suggest you could even make flashcards and practice that. Now, depending on what you're doing, it may not be specific enough to just divide it into four quadrants. So a quadrant, the line would be here and across here. But in this image, you see that there are two lines going down and two lines going across. So this gives us 9 regions. So if you're at an exam and they ask you for a quadrant, then you want one of these words. On an exam, if they ask for an abdominal region, you want one of these. Okay, so make sure you're using the right words. And again, these all need to be memorized. Bread and butter of health professional fields. Okay. So I think the easiest one to start with, okay, is the umbilical region. Okay, so umbilical region, guess what? It's going to be right near your belly button, right where the umbilical cord used to be. Okay. Now, epigastric, anytime you see the word gastric, that's going to refer to the stomach. Gastric means stomach. And so epigastric is near the stomach. The stomach would be running right along like this. Okay. And then you'll notice that down at the bottom you'll see hypogastric. Well, that's pretty far away from the stomach. Hypo means below, so it is a region below the stomach. Okay, so umbilical right in the middle, epigastric close to the stomach above, hypogastric below the stomach. Okay, the other four I think are, if you know your surface terms, they relate. So remember, inguinal means groin area. Okay, so we've got the left iliac, or you can say left inguinal region, and right iliac, right inguinal region. Okay, so those are going to be near the groin. The lumbar regions. If we looked where the lumbar regions are here and went on the back side, it'd be pretty close to that lower back area. And so left lumbar, right lumbar near the lower back. Okay, again, these relate to your surface anatomy terms. So think of those whenever you think of these terms. And then the last two that are kind of left over are hypochondriac. And hypochondriac means somebody that always thinks they're sick, but not really, it's kind of in their head. So we've got right and left hypochondriac region. You could think maybe that these are closer to the head. So hypochondriac may have issues with their head. Okay. So those are the 9 different regions, excuse me, of the abdomen, of the abdominal area. And you should, again, look on page 9 of your textbook. There's an image there that will help you practice determining which organs are located in which of these regions.